Rad Power Bikes. What's going on with you? I think you're just confusing your customers or potential buyers. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ride with Lance. Today, I'm going to talk a little more about what's up with Rad. Now in my last video, I told you that Rad had drastically reduced its price on the RadRover 6 Pluses, the high step and the step through, by like $900. So it was like $11.99 for each one of them. And only like 2 days later, you go back and now I think they were $400 higher. So like $15.99. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then I get an email, them saying that now they have the new 2024 prices on all their bikes reduced. So the RadRover 6 Pluses are now something like, what is it, $15.99? And all their other bikes are either $50 off or $100 off. But the issue I'm seeing, and I'm sure potential buyers are seeing, hold on, let me get through here. All right. Is that they keep changing their prices so much and so quickly. I don't think potential buyers, customers, know what to do. I think they're stuck with, should I buy, shouldn't I buy? I don't know. They keep changing their minds. Rad Power Bikes. So I don't know who it is that's running their marketing and sales department, but it's almost like they don't know what they're doing. Because one day it's this, the next day it's that, and the next day it's something else. And for me, if I was a potential buyer, I wouldn't know what to do. I'm like, if I really wanted one of those bikes, it's like, when do you buy? Is it really the lowest price? Or is tomorrow going to be a higher price? They keep fluctuating, and it's almost like monkeys are running their marketing department, their sales department. It's not a shot at the quality of the bikes, because the quality of the bike is there. But I don't know if you guys have been seeing the same thing, but it's mind-boggling what they're doing. This is bringing you back to those concerns. Now it's got me to thinking that no, there isn't a new bike coming out, that they're really struggling as a company, and they're trying to find that middle ground that works the best for them. But in the meantime, potential customers, buyers, are the ones who are suffering and confused of when and now if they should even buy one. So Rad Power Bikes, please get your act together. You have a big following, but if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be destroying that following. And I don't want to see it destroyed. I like Rad. Yeah, it's been more than a week since I've gotten to get out and ride. We've had rain, cold weather, more rain. I've been sick all this last week. Got another cold. I don't know if you can tell it in my voice. Got a little bass in my voice. A little sniffle in my nose. I'm on the downside now, or the back side of it. Getting better. It does feel good to get back out, but now Katrina's coming down with it. So now she's got to deal with it. Oh, life, right? And I know a lot of you have got it a lot worse than I do, where you can't even ride because of the weather. Snow, ice, rain, just too cold. So I can't complain much about my environment. I mean, the rain is turning everything nice and green. I think it's that kind of like a false spring right here. I think we'll get some rain and this stuff will die off again before the spring bloom comes. Then everything gets green. But I am going to enjoy the greenery while it is here. Just got to keep an eye out for these piles of wet leaves like this. That's what got Katrina last week. Again. I don't know why people with the AirPods or headphones insist on walking right down the middle of the trail so they can't even hear the bell. And then they act really surprised when you go by. Oh, thread the needle here. Don't want to break any of my mirrors. Yeah, there you go. Right. Might be a little too muddy mud to ride down over there. A little slippery. I don't need to go falling down either. This area will probably be okay because it's gravel. Yeah, so Rad, please get your act together. I know there's a lot of people out there who like your bikes, who want one. But with your constant pricing fluctuations, I don't think anybody knows what to do with you. On another note, soon the X-Peak will ship. I got a shipping date of January 29th. They said it would ship in January, right at the end of January, but I'm looking forward to that. Gonna do all kinds of different riding on that, so you all be able to see what it can do in my impressions and give you a good idea if it's something you want, need, or could use. But we're gonna have some fun with it. We could do some off-roading, cruising, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Now, if any of you out there decided to pull the trigger and get the X-Peak, if you have, let me know. It'll become part of our little arsenal at home. I have two RadRovers, a Zebra, and an X-Peak. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what that new Himiway Zebra Pro looks like. I mean, I've got glimpses of it, but I mean, it's not on their website yet, on Himiway's website yet. The D7 Pro is. That thing looks really nice. If I was a rich man, that might be tempting to get for my off-road desires. That thing's been upgraded, but I think the Zebra Pro is going to be a big winner with its mid-drive motor, higher Newton meters of torque. I thought I heard him say it'd be like 120, 125 Newton meters of torque on that thing. It didn't say, or I haven't seen anything else that it said it had like been upgraded on that bike. Like if the front suspension was any better, different brakes, different size brakes or anything like that. I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't even heard anything about the price. Now, the good thing about the D7 Pro, which is the upgraded Cobra Pro, is its price has remained the same as the regular Cobra Pro before it was on sale of $39.99, so $4,000. But it's got all kinds of upgrades. It's got a lot bigger front suspension, a lot more travel. I believe they say they put the RockShox shock absorber for the rear with more travel. I believe they also said that the front rotor, the front brake, is now 220 millimeters bigger. So Himiway is getting really serious about challenging the regular mountain bike community with a fat tire mountain bike. Not to mention their carbon fiber regular mountain bike they're putting out that you do need to be rich to buy. But a lot of interesting stuff. And the other thing I'm gonna predict that we see more of this year are more trikes. I think trikes are on the rise. I think you're gonna see more manufacturers offer trikes, and maybe several different versions of trikes from the same manufacturer. The other thing I'm gonna go out on the limb and say is, what's after a trike? A quad. How long before we see a four-wheel e-bike come out? I know I've seen like prototypes of people who've created their own, but I mean from a manufacturer. Now, if we get to there, now are we pushing the boundaries of just having a regular vehicle, four-wheel vehicle on bike paths and trails? I mean, they're already pushing the boundaries of speed, which I don't think is a good idea for being kept as an e-bike and not classing it higher into its own different category. But I do see the E-Trikes emerging this year from more manufacturers and becoming more and more popular. I mean, I think it is a great idea, especially for those who have mobility issues. It's a great way for them to get out. Now, how do I see the E-Trike developing? I think somebody is going to develop a way, because I know some of the issues it has right now is turning and off-camber turns, hills, where you have to give it a lot of English, which what I mean is you have to lean in the opposite direction like this so you don't roll over if you find yourself in a off-camber situation. So I think one or more of them are going to develop a way for that E-Trike to lean. So the whole bike will lean some. It can't lean too much. It would still tip over, but it'll give a little more security to the rider. I think we're going to see that. I don't know. What do you think? It'll definitely, I think, increase the price. But it'd be real interesting to see. I remember one time at a car show, I saw one of Chevrolet's concept cars, and it was like a skateboard. So instead of the whole car would lean into the turn. When you turned, it would lean into the turn. And it just remained a concept, but it was really interesting because they based it off of how a skateboard works. You know, if you're on a skateboard and you want to turn, you lean the board and the board turns. You lean it this way, it turns back. That's how this car was developed, to lean and turn, lean and turn. I don't know, that might make people seasick after a while, but I see something similar for E-Trikes, to be able to lean a little, to give them a little more security in turns and off camber hills. But that's what I see for 2024. What are your thoughts?